Now that we're up in the studio, we can get a closer look at what I did to this knife. And it was just a custom pocket clip and a custom show side scale. Really, really nice blue. And it's really hard to get that chatoyancy of the wood on camera, but it is a lot better in person. I'll do my best to try to make it do its thing. Really, really happy with the outcome. I did mess up in one spot, and I'll mention that once I assemble it. And if it wasn't for the CNC, I wouldn't have been able to do that triangular lock that holds the pivot pin in place to keep it from free spinning. So CNC definitely came in handy for this build. I had to create a pocket for the steel insert. I had to pretty much search for in my parts box that I have lying around, and luckily I had a steel washer from I want to say it's a Max Ace knife, but it is a perfect fit for this pocket. So you can see right there, fits very, very well. The only thing I had to do with this is thin it down. This is 0.2 millimeters thick. I think it was originally 0.4, so I had to cut it in half, but I got the right thickness for it without getting too thin on the material. You can see right there, not that much material underneath, so I had to be very, very careful, but it does work. Everything functions, so I'm happy about that. I went ahead and left the feather pattern in here. I wanted to remove it, but you don't really see it when it is assembled. The hardest part was creating this groove here. So you have a groove on the bottom section of the handle, and then you have a contoured top section or half section. I don't know if you can see it right there, but that was the most challenging thing about this build. Now, I didn't have to create a custom pocket clip, but I just really wanted this pocket clip to complement the show side scale. But here it is. Really happy with the outcome. And I basically did the same thing. I took some G10 or black G10, and then I epoxied on a thin layer of the wood material, and it turned out beautifully. I've even beveled the edges slightly. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there is a bevel to match the scale. And then I went ahead and decided to put a groove in the center. You can see it right there, just to give that pocket clip some character and match the groove section of the show side scale. This pocket clip was definitely a challenge within itself, since I had to match this triangular section that goes into the pocket of the pocket clip side or pocket clip scale. So definitely a challenge, but I did manage to get it, and it does function beautifully. I almost didn't go through with it, but I had to get it done. I went ahead and stonewashed the blade as much as I could. I try to do a very aggressive stone wash, as you can see right there. Certain lights it really pops, but really happy with how that turned out because I love a good stone wash. And then I went ahead and anodized the titanium on this, a nice blue color. You can already see the oils from your hand really do affect anodized titanium, but with some Windex it'll bring it back to life. Now, whoever wins this knife from Tactile Knife's Facebook group page, if anything happens to the show side scale or the pocket clip, you can just replace, or whoever wins it can just replace the custom show side scale to the original, which I also anodized the same blue, but really, really happy. It's a beautiful scale already. Again, I just wanted to create something unique with this build. And as I mentioned, you have the original pocket clip to go back to if something does happen to the custom one. That's pretty much it. Let's put this thing together and see what it looks like. Here it is all assembled. I just really, really love how that blue pops. Again, the camera is not picking up that chatoyancy, but it is there. As always, you guys let me know down below what you guys think of how this thing turned out. Here is the backspacer side. And I went ahead and took that dark finish off of the backspacer and the original pocket clip, just so that it matches the blade. But here is the frame lock side. Really pleased with that as well. Love the blue. I got it as close as I could to the blue on the wood, but I do like the contrast of this blue compared to the anodized blue. but in the light you can see how that blue really pops. Pocket clip works great, by the way, even though it's G10. I mentioned it in some other videos, but G10 works really well for a pocket clip. Obviously, if you overextend it, it will break, but I mean, you really gotta want to try and break the G10 pocket clip. I have some G10 pocket clips on my personal knives, and I haven't broken one yet. Let's check it out. Opened up. The action is great, by the way. It fires right out. The detent is perfect. But here is the pocket clip side with a custom clip. Action is really good, and I definitely need to pick one of these up eventually because it's such a great knife. It's super thin. It's got great action. It's USA made. It's definitely expensive, but the quality is definitely there. Tactile Knife did a great job with the Archer. I did give this a fresh, aggressive cutting edge. I do like my edges to bite a little bit. And I almost forgot that the test that I did on threading the G10 works really well. And this has held up very well. I mean, I've taken this knife apart, put it back together many times, and the threads didn't strip. It's still a really strong hold. Before I even committed to going this route, I did do a test on some G10, and I torqued down as hard as I could, and I didn't even strip the threads, which had a lot to do with the thread pattern they put on their hardware. The thread is further gapped than your regular thread on pocket knives, so I think that has a lot to do with it. With that being said, screws are going to hold up just fine. Really pleased with it. Again, let me know down below what you guys think. I mentioned before I reassembled this knife, the only place I messed up on this, and I'm kicking myself in the butt a little bit about it, but you can see right here on this contoured section, I removed just a bit too much material. I can show you the comparison here. So here is the original. You can see how the bevel there, I made it too thin on this side right here. There should be more meat. And again, I don't know how I missed it. I must have slipped or lost track of what I was doing. But it is just a little too thin on this side and it's not matching. But that's really the only issue. Again, whoever wins this knife can just easily replace it to the original. So there is that option if need be. Also want to mention, if you guys didn't see in the beginning of the video, this will be given away on Tactile Knife's Facebook page. I will leave all the information down below where you can check out their page and eventually enter for the giveaway. So a huge shout out to Tactile Knife for even making this possible, and a huge shout out to Kevin for sending this my way to not only customize and do something really cool with this knife, but to give you guys the opportunity to win this thing. Really excited for it, and I hope you guys are excited for it. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you guys on the next one.